Welcome you to Chai with Molly. This is Jay Banerjee. Today we are here with the leader of the official opposition, AndrewScheer. Welcome to Chai with Molly, Andrew. What is your message to Canadians?
Well, the message for Canadians is that the Conservative Party has a positive message that's aimed at increasing prosperity for all Canadians, defending the type of institutions that we have here in Canada, promoting Canadian interests around the world, and standing up for what made this country great in the first place while we welcome people from all over the world.
Yes. Mr. Scheer, you are very big on the freedom of speech. What brings you here today in this gathering?
Well, this gathering was specifically talking about freedom of religion, and there are many places around the world where religious minorities are persecuted just for the things they believe in. Canada is a welcoming place where we welcome people of different faiths. We believe that they have the right, to people from all backgrounds, to live out their faith and worship how they feel. But I believe it starts with freedom of speech, and freedom of speech is under attack, not just around the world, but even here in Canada, where a lot of times discussions, conversations, debates get shut down by small groups of very vocal people. So one of my messages here tonight is that a Conservative Party will always look for ways to defend free speech and the rights of people to speak out on issues that they feel strongly about.
Great. Well, as you mentioned earlier, when people who come to Canada as immigrants don't just come for the weather. Exactly. What will be maybe one or two things that you might do to have it as on an equal table, that immigrants from countries who are truly being persecuted can come to Canada and take refuge?
Yeah, well, it's a great question, and the Liberals are already showing that they don't take this issue seriously. There are a lot of vulnerable communities around the world that aren't being captured by the refugee program, that the truly people who face very real threats and persecution aren't even safe in the camps. And so we need a strategy that will allow them to be captured by these programs as well. It took the Conservative government raising a very loud voice to do something about the Yazidis who are facing basically a genocide by radical Islamic forces, by ISIS. So those are some tangible steps that Conservatives have fought for, making sure that people can find refuge in Canada.
Excellent. So in 2 years' time, when you become our country's leader as Prime Minister, what can Canadians expect to hear from you and see in the area of religious freedom?
Well, it would be reopening and strengthening the Office of Religious Freedoms. It did that office, and that our previous ambassador did a lot of great work, building relationships, building capacity, fighting for religious freedom around the world. I want to make sure that here in Canada that we respect people who have different points of view, different faith backgrounds, that people always have that ability, and that people's consciences are protected when it comes to their interactions with public policy as well. That's an important piece that often gets missed in some of the conversations around things like euthanasia and assisted suicide.
We welcome you to Markham. Thank you for coming. We appreciate it very much. Welcome and all the best to you, and thank you for being on Chai with Molly. You're welcome.